What's going on, everybody? It's Popular Video Games here, chilling out, maxing out, doing my thing. Alright, y'all. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about Pokemon Go, the dangers of it. Let's get into this. Now, the Pokemon Go is an amazing app. It looks amazing. The concept is pretty sick. But with every great invention, there always comes the dark side. Alright, let's get into this. Now, as I was making a video now, Missouri police report of robberies. 4 suspects were arrested early Sunday morning near the intersection of Highway K. Police believe they used the game to add a beacon to a Pokestop to lure more players and then use the app to locate victims. Pokemon Go is an augmented reality game that allows users to capture, train, and battle Pokemon who appear in the real world. Players can pick up supplies at real-world landmarks that serve as Pokespots in the game. Surprisingly, this was not going to be the beginning of this video. I actually had another section that was going to be the beginning. This just happened to be what I find searching up Pokemon Go in general on Google. So now you already see the dangers are starting to come out. What if a pedophile gets a hold of this and uses this to actually attract kids? People are doing it for robberies, but what if pedophiles do it to attract kids? And you know kids will actually go for that faster than they will the old candy trick, mainly because this is new. Kids are not thinking about this. Of course, I would think about it because I'm grown. Now, kids see this beacon, they go there. This guy comes out, snatches them, and they're gone. There's a major danger. This game could cause an increase in gang and other criminal activity. Oh, you didn't see that one coming, right? Sit down, I'll explain the whole thing to you. People are not looking at this game for what it really is. This game, everybody's looking at it, oh, it's a cool augmented reality thing. You can go places, you can play with Pokemon, you can capture them, blah, blah, blah. But what this app really is, this app generates a location where millions of players, or just in that area, hundreds of players, anybody with a smartphone, which everybody has one nowadays, will constantly be going over and over again in order to restock on their supplies. This gives criminal activity a new market to explore and a new way to stay under the radar from the police. Now, what these Pokestops do is just create a spot where people are going to constantly provide traffic to. Mostly weed dealers can chill around that location. When somebody says, hey, are you near a Pokestop? You say, yeah, you go there. That way, if they're being watched, the cops will not even know what the hell they're talking about. I'm not going to say, meet me on Apple Blossom Avenue and Ben Street. No, they're going to say a Pokestop. And God forbid, do not let any Poke Gyms be around there either, because you will have people gaining territory, crossing over into other people's territory just to get to these Poke Gyms, because that's going to create a constant flow of people in the area. And once again, it's going to be mostly stoners. You're going to have mostly stoners, and even guys who are on harder drugs like crack or cocaine. Those dealers, those guys are going to be going to those spots. Why? Because now they have a reason to congregate right there. Police come up. What are you doing? I'm playing the game. There's a spot right here. I have to get this, and I have to go. You have an exact reason to be there. You do. Literally, a dealer could be over there and say, I'm over here waiting for my Poke spot to refresh, because once you get it, it's like every 5 minutes it has to refresh. He says that I'm right here and I'm just trying to get my spot. Cops leave. Then that's when his suppliers come in or his buyers come in at that spot. Gyms are going to be marked because gyms are going to provide another big source of traffic. They are. There's a lot of Pokemon fans out there. This app is very addicting, very cool. This is the first ever of this type of app. It's going to explode. It's going to be huge. You're going to have a lot of people trying to do this, which means you're going to provide a lot more opportunity for the criminal market. And now with the whole thing about is now a civil war against the cops, now it's going to be harassment every time they stop somebody. So now it's going to make it even harder for them to do their job just because of this stupid civil war. Once again, when you look at this as a game, this all seems kind of far-fetched, but when you look at it as an area to where constant traffic can be driven, an area to where you have an excuse to constantly be at, if you look at it like that, it makes perfect sense. That's what criminals go after. Locations to where they know they're not going to get messed with. This provides the perfect location, and people are going to fight over these locations. Now, right now, if you look at when you first start Pokemon Go, it actually gives you options to be Team Blue, Team Red, or Team Yellow. Wearing these colors right here are the main colors that are used by every single gang around the fucking world. Every gang around the world uses red, blue, or yellow. They do. Yeah, they use a variety of other different colors, and you have gangs that don't use either, but the majority of gangs will use those colors. People wearing those colors, gangs will feel an entitlement on that area because of whatever color they are. Let's say if they're with the Bloods, red. I'll even go foes. Let's say if it's with the Crips, blue, or GDs, they're going to go for that. Yellow, Latin Kings. That's main territory right there. Gyms, and then you can mark the locations too so other people know this is your area, this is your place. Having your name put out there with gangs and such is the main purpose of gangbanging, getting your respect up, showing that you own this area now. That means that if anybody wants to come to that gym, they have to go through y'all. That means that if anybody wants to sell or anything on that block, you control that block. That means that you charge major tax on them. That means that everything that happens with the gym and the stop will all go through you, and you can generate real money that way. That's the criminal mindset. I've been living in Chicago all my life. I know when something comes up, I can see the whole big picture of that. In hindsight, this will be extremely dangerous. You will see multiple gang shootings, gang fightings, gang violence over this because it's high traffic locations. Why do gangs fight over areas now? Because that's high traffic locations. That's where they're getting the money from. So of course they're going to be going over there and they're going to be fighting for it. It all makes sense. These are the dangers of Pokemon Go and the repercussions that could come with that nobody is even looking at.